mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
This is Matt Rule bragging about the Big Ten, but at the same time, they made it to their bowl game.
66 for me. Yeah, we went to a bowl. We won it, and we won it playing against a team without their best two players. I'm not really buying that, me personally. I think we're a 500 team right now. I don't think we deserve to go to a bowl game. I'm glad we went because we got a chance finally to get some extra work. They got a chance to feel how it feels to go to a bowl game. So that's all then. But taking care of what you need to take care of, I think, comes first.
Hey guys, this is Lexi Rodriguez, former Husker and now League One volleyball athlete. League One volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with our first serve on January 24th, 7 p.m. at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston. Witness history in the making as we take on Love Madison in our first ever home match. Visit lovboma.com for tickets. First serve January 24th. Be there when it all begins. That's lovboma.com for tickets to watch Love Omaha volleyball. Go Big Red and go Big Green.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Chancellor Brewington, powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome in. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington? Switching things up here a little bit at 6 o'clock. We got Cluster Eric Strickland out of town for this one, but don't worry, we got a replay for you guys later in the night in case you want to catch last week's episode. But figured we'll keep it live. Chancellor Brewington, the former Husker tight end, former graduate, ticket employee. What else is on the resume? Scholar, books? I don't know.
Scholar, books. Got a book on me right now.
I'm sure you do.
And I'm doing great, man.
Absolutely.
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be in the studio. It's a doubleheader. Had a show with
Boxster?
Boxster, man, a great guy. Fantastic guy. Had one earlier with him at 1 p.m. We're back at 6 p.m. I mean, where else would you rather be? I mean, this is paradise, man.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, what's been interesting this week to you? There's a lot of things going on. I'm sure across ticket landscape today, there's a lot of Husker hoops talk with the USC making 5 straight losses. You got the NFL playoffs coming up. I haven't talked to you about the Chiefs game at all yet. Where do you want to go, man? NBA, maybe Jimmy Butler to the Suns.
Really, Jimmy Butler to the Suns?
Maybe. I haven't. Last time I checked on it, he just keeps pushing it. That's his preferred destination. And I'm always the guy with Jimmy Butler. You know when it's time. Like, even if it's the wrong move to take, less for what you can get out of him. Like, he when he decides he's done with that locker room, like, you're just not going to get what he's worth out of him anymore.
And he gonna let you know too.
Yeah, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. Like, you just got to move on. Like, you're gonna take a loss on it, but that's the Jimmy Butler risk.
And if you're in Miami, I mean, you got some really good years out of him.
Yeah, two NBA final appearances.
Yeah,
which is crazy to think with those rosters.
Yeah, what was that? The COVID one, and then
they had the COVID one. That was where they beat. Was that the Bucks first round during COVID?
No, that was when
So that's the other one.
The Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Lakers.
Oh my gosh, that's right. You guys got the.
No, don't stop. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, that whole bubble tournament was insanity. Lou Dort dropping 40. Come on.
You heard that it was true. You heard Rajon Rondo just came out a couple days ago and said that his Lakers championship was more special to him than his Celtics championship. I mean, the proof is in the pudding right there.
That's crazy. That's like, I don't really have too much in that, but I wonder how Celtics fans, you talk about Jake Bachman about that. He's got to be punched in the air.
Oh, I'm bringing that up with Jake tomorrow.
Oh, that would drive me insane. Cause like, that'd be,
I'm bringing that up with Jake tomorrow.
You know how much, like, say like you're a Bulls fan.
Yeah.
And Jordan, instead of that last year with the Wizards being a disaster, he got a championship with the Wizards.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, man, I love Jordan. He's like, that one meant more than any of those 6 with the Bulls. I'd lose it.
You'd lose it?
That'd be
a personal hit on Harrison Arms.
It would hurt my soul.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't tell Michael Jordan, like, you're completely wrong, but like, oh man, that's a gut punch. It's kind of like when you figure out you're not your mom's favorite son or whatever. Like, you're not supposed to know, but if you find out, it hurts.
I could only imagine that one. I'm the only son, so don't have to deal with that problem.
Mississippi Mud Dog, not a big fan of Rondo. I never understood with the hate on Rondo. Like, he's a little bit crazy, but he's fun to watch.
Yeah, I talk about point guards. I mean, I don't know if you can throw him. You could make an argument that he's top 10. You can make an argument.
He does have the argument, like, when it comes to playoff Rondo is an actual thing.
Yeah, no, he's an animal. He's an animal.
He's different in the playoffs.
I think when you look at like not playoffs, point guards of our generation, last 15, 10 years, mainly I would say like 15 years, mid 2000s. I mean, you look at that, Rondo's in there, CP3's in there. You got some, I mean, Steve Nash. You mean J Kidd? You got some guys, man. You got some guys.
Yeah, and CP3 is always the one that hurts me the most. He's one of the guys that I like. Give me a guy that you want to win rings so bad. CP3 has always been that guy for me.
Because was it a couple years ago when they?
As the Suns when they lost
to Dallas.
Yeah, they got embarrassed at home.
Bad.
It was like 70-20 or something.
Yeah,
insane.
It was bad.
I can't remember what the spread was, but I mean, if it was more than 50, that actually might be close. It was. It was ugly.
Bad. It was bad. I think they might have. At halftime, they were up probably like by 30.
It was, yeah.
That was like my City League basketball game the other day. Harrison.
All right, man.
We're in the playoffs. Are
you the MVP right now?
I mean, I'm doing decent. I'm averaging like 20.
I mean, what is your basketball background? Like, out of high school, did you have any offers to like go play college hoops? Or did you drop out of high school basketball before you got there?
I thought you was about to say, did I drop out of high school?
Well, maybe. I mean, that makes sense with the books. You're trying to, catch up to speed here.
Yeah, catch up with something, right?
Let me finish. I got to
start with GED.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. You start with Dr. Seuss. Now what are we on here?
Yeah, we're on
advancing.
Yeah, we're on mental science. But bro. So I started playing basketball. That was kind of like my first like kind of lover sport, right?
A lot of guys love basketball right off the rip.
Yeah,
that seems to be the one.
Easy. I mean, we had a hoop in the backyard growing up, so like you could just go play.
And there's always games at the park usually.
Yeah, and it was like I didn't need football. You need someone to throw you the ball. Baseball, you need someone to play you catch with you. And so, bro, I just love playing basketball. And then I didn't really play organized, club ball. And then I went to high school, played the freshman team. And then sophomore year, they just threw me on varsity. And
well, what's the class size? Because I got varsity on my sophomore year too. But I mean,
how many
not as
people
impressive.
were in my school?
Yeah. Assuming like it's 50-50 men, girls.
So
it wasn't a private school, right?
Like we probably like 4,200.
What was your class? Graduating class?
1,100.
Oh, okay. So you were balling.
Yeah.
You make varsity as a sophomore.
Yeah.
I just want to say that because like I remember when you're in Nebraska, I can say I made varsity as a sophomore, and like some people not better than I because my class is 40.
Oh, yeah.
Graduating kids. That's 20 dudes.
God, dog.
Yeah, and given not everyone goes out for basketball,
right.
So that does make a difference.
No, times that by like 3.
Yeah,
3. I mean 3.
So you were good.
30. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean I was. Yeah. I mean I was
good enough to make varsity.
I got the record for most points in a game.
What'd you drop?
Like 40 something.
What's the damage look like? Free throws, 3-pointers? You're just cutting them up inside.
That one I didn't shoot any threes that game.
I'm trying to figure out, like, give me a NBA player. Let me take a swing at it, and then give me your NBA player comp. I'm trying to figure out like what style of game you play. You feel like
what type of game I play?
Yeah,
well, bro,
it feels like a slasher.
2 different games now.
Okay,
I am literally Klay Thompson now. Okay, that's crazy. The rec version.
Yeah,
the rec version. I will only shoot threes. I only shoot threes. And then I'm a grinder. I'm a dirty rebounder too.
So you're a spot up 3-point shooter, right?
Spot up 3, and then all of a sudden, I'll just drive and dunk on someone. and then like my game's complete, and I'll play really sound defense, talk on defense. I'm a great teammate, man. I love getting my guys open, but when you throw me that ball on the wing, I am going to rip that every single time.
Man.
And guess what? I will go 0 for 12 and keep shooting. I just have that kind of goldfish mentality. Like it's just over in 2 seconds.
That's what you need.
Yeah. But
you think you could have cut it if you like really leaned into basketball and like make Division 1?
Yeah. Yeah. My junior year, I got looked at a little bit. I mean,
basketball is probably easier too to make a D1. There's so many more schools that have basketball.
Yeah. It was just, I was raw. I didn't pick up basketball till basketball season. Like it was no club ball, no training. It was just pure love of the sport. Show up. I mean, play. I mean, we had some. I feel like we had some really good talent. I mean, we had like Marvin Bagley, Marcus Howard, Saban Lee, Alex Barcelo.
There's a lot of hoopers that come from that area.
Yeah, Mike Bibby, his team, Jalen House, Eddie House's son. I mean, we had some decent talent, and it was fun, man. I think the one thing I would encourage, especially for people listening that have kids or is a kid out there, junior high school, even younger than that, I would, especially in the age of like people focusing on one thing and all this nonsense. I know it may be pricey for some folks, but I would encourage that, growing up, that kids play everything, because the skill sets that I formed through playing baseball, football, and basketball young, your hand-eye coordination, your motor skills, they're developed at a super young age. So when you're doing all these different activities, reacting to different movements, building all this different muscle memory and all these different positions, you can really, it can really help your athleticism later in life. So,
and your resiliency.
Yeah.
Strick credits that all the time. Why he thinks he didn't have a whole lot of injuries. He's a football player, he could have went and played pro baseball, but he did all the sports all the time.
Yeah.
And he thinks like just constantly, like also giving some muscle groups a break, especially like if you're a pitcher in baseball and like off season, you're still just constantly working on it. I'm like down the road, it's going to catch up to you. But, with Strick's logic, he just thinks, even though like, I'm using different muscles in football than I am basketball, I'm still like just balancing out the rest of my body.
Yeah.
It just makes you a more well-rounded athlete. And you do see that a lot, especially with like football players that have the wrestling connection.
Yeah.
Huge advantage for those guys. They're always so much better with that first 2 steps.
Yeah. And that was one thing my dad encouraged me. Obviously, he played baseball. I mean, he played at a professional level. So it was kind of like I was going to play baseball my whole life. But I think it declares within every individual, like, what passion or what desire you want to go with. I think it declares itself, and it's pretty obvious within the person, because I think you get to a point where something piques your interest in one of these sports and you're just like, this is what I want to do. And for me, I always say I have no regrets in my life. The only regret I have, and this is like a playful one, is if I would have played all 3 sports during all high school, because I stopped after junior year. So it was just like, I love football. This is what I want to do. Like, it's just so fun. And I just stopped everything else. So
But you found the one you love at least.
Yeah.
And you still weren't one of those kids that didn't even get to experience the others.
Yeah.
So at least you're still able to identify.
Yeah. I mean, I can say I did some things there in other sports, but I would just encourage people to get their kids, if they're serious about playing at the next level, even if it's like, oh, my kids are going to be a D1 football player. Well, get them in track, or get them in baseball, or get them in whatever, especially if you're at a smaller school, get them in everything.
Even if they're not, man, that's like a lot of my best memories are through sports.
Yeah. Oh man.
And like the connections, and not even like we won this big game or we had this practice. A lot of it's like after practice, just shooting the crap, whatever.
Yeah.
And those are like some of the memories you hold on to forever. And like I wasn't going to play for Nebraska anytime soon.
Right.
Coming in, like a $180, 6'2". They're like, yeah.
We used a $180 out of high school.
I was pretty big.
That's pretty big.
Decently big. That was probably when I peaked. It was like junior year. I had a lot more muscle mass.
Mhm.
But yeah, no. Then after that, like I knew I wasn't going anywhere. But those are definitely the memories you hold on to. And I even had a moment where I thought about quitting football for cross country, which was crazy because I was just like in such good shape, and I was like, I'm way better at running. But I literally went out for football because like I love the team too much.
Yeah, there's something different about the football aspect of camaraderie and just being able to be with your brothers during like a good time and a bad time, and y'all coming out together and doing your thing. And man, the nights after a big win on Friday night in high school, we had some times in college. But there was nothing like the high school. You know what I'm saying? Like
you get into the locker room, everyone's got their traditions that they got something going on.
Yeah, like it's we going here, we go, and having fun, and there was nothing like it. So I can't wait, man, when I have kids, man, and be able to experience that in that way. That would be special, man.
Yeah, and football's like one of the best ones at it. Like it's not definitive. It always depends on the roster, but football really does just bring like everybody in.
Woo!
You get your big boys that are just grit, and you get your the guys that look like they belong on the NBA court. They just don't shut up. They're all talk on stop. And then you got the QBs, just the high IQ guys who are freak athletes, depending. Like it's the ultimate melting pot of athletes.
Yeah, and all different types of cultures.
Yeah, and then you got your 4-year-old kicker if you're in the NFL with your. It's just like It's such a unique sport that way.
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful, and to win as a football team takes it up a notch. You can just be a football team, and then to actually win as a football team, it takes a different type of commitment. And when you go through that type of commitment on a large scale, in a group, I think you form bonds that just naturally are there. Like you see guys, later in life, and there's just a different there's just a spark there because you guys did something special, or because you guys went through the same struggles, or you guys achieved something cool together. Yeah. So
yeah, like the time we moved the entire weight room set out to I don't know why we moved it like behind the shed for the coach, and then they just sat there. I think they might still be there to this day. And that was like my senior year.
Really?
Yeah, just like even though it's like a super non-significant story, it just cracks me up to this time. Because I'll never understand why the hell we moved thousands of pounds of plates and equipment outside just for it to sit there and not do anything with it.
Moving them 45s ain't fun.
Oh no. Well, it wasn't those weren't so bad. It was more like you get the actual machines on it, and we're not like taking all the weight off of it and all that, which is probably the smarter way to do it. So we're just lifting the machine with like all the weights on it in a big group effort. Just terrible.
A big group effort.
Yeah, I mean, you need one. You're lifting a machine that's got 300 plus pounds on it.
Yeah,
worth of weight.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was that. But anyways, speaking of football, I do want to. We got 5 minutes left here. Any surprises with football in terms of like, we kind of have a roster update on who we got and who's all left. Any areas that you're still concerned about
for Nebraska?
Yeah,
I think depending on what the tight end situation will look like, I think you can figure something out there.
What's that depth chart look like right now?
Well, I think you got Luke
Lindenmeyer's still there. Borkstra's the one that left.
And Fedoni.
Yeah, and Fedoni, that's right. Did he leave or declare for the draft? I can't remember.
He went to the draft. So and then then it gets interesting. So you got
Heinrich Harburg's the one that
Harburg, or you got Carter Nelson. Depending on what you're gonna do with Carter Nelson, I think that's the question mark for me. Is if you bring in the tight end, I think you're really good. I think you're set. I think you can live with him making mistakes there. You can live with, but I don't think you can live with both Heinrich and Carter Nelson in there making mistakes. So somebody has to become polished, right, during this offseason. So the really big offseason for those two guys. And then Lindenmeyer kind of has filled a role within this inline blocking, being able to handle DNs, being able to leverage DNs, being able to push them out, to kick them, to do different stuff there. Can play a little bit of that fullback position. I wouldn't use him too much in the passing game, but although he can, if necessary, right? I mean, I wouldn't. You check down to him. It's not, it's not a bad situation, right? I think he can still get upfield and make something happen. Not to the level of Harburg and not to the level of Carter Nelson, especially not to the level of Carter Nelson. But I think Carter Nelson's my sleeper one that probably no one's going to talk about as much because, I mean, you bring in Denke, you bring in Isaiah Hunter, Ja'Cory Barney's coming back, Demetrius Bell's coming back. All these different guys are coming back in the receiver room. You slip him into tight end, get him acclimated. Now you're talking about and put some weight on him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's a good number for Carter? Because he's fast.
Yeah,
and it's like you don't want to take that away too much, but he definitely needs to get some muscle.
Yeah,
sure.
But the weight thing, you're not gonna. I think that's a misnomer out there. Is you put on weight, you're going to get slow.
That's a good point. If you do it the right way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you go and eat McDonald's for 30 days, yeah, you don't run. Yeah, you're probably going to get slow. But if you're lifting legs, you're doing explosive stuff, you're running top speed. They're probably running top speed 3 times a week. They got a nutritionist. They got, he's putting on muscle mass, right? Lean muscle mass, and he doesn't really have that body type probably to where he could just put on 20 pounds of.
No, he's a pretty lean guy.
Yeah,
already out of Ainsworth.
If he's 225 right now, around 230, if he gets to 238, 240 in the offseason, which is very doable. I mean, you have 6 months, 7 months to do so. He'll be. I mean, you're talking about a guy. Like he's a guy.
He's fun to watch.
Like if he figures it out just a little bit more at the tight, and then figures out tight end.
What do you see when you say that? Like, what do you see that he just the areas he needs to improve on? Like when you say figure it out.
Yeah, I think freshman year there's a learning curve. It's everything's moving fast. Everything is it doesn't slow down till it does, and that's different for everyone. So I don't know if it has slowed down for him.
Yeah, because Earl talked about that, right? Like I can't remember how he phrased it, but he did mention like we're going to use Nelson, but it's going to be dependent on him.
Yeah, and
how he learns.
And that phrase right there is probably just pertaining to playbook and
he was referring and that's why I'm trying to not, it's paraphrasing here, but he's referring to his speed on understanding the playbook, and I'm curious where he's at after that first year.
Yeah, and I think, well, if you move him to tight end, that's a world of change. There's not much carryover from tight end to, from slot receiver to tight end. There's a little bit in blocking schemes sometimes are split out there, but yeah, you talk about who's going to be the slot, and the obvious answer. Some people say Ja'Cory Barney. Well, okay, cool. That's cool. But who can get open on third down versus man to man? That's my thing. I need to know who can win when a nickel comes down and presses or whatever, or is playing 7 yards off or playing catch technique. Who can come down and win? And if the answer is him, let's do it.
Seems like he can be that guy too, though.
Yeah, and so, or if it's a thing where we're gonna have him rotate on the outside, and someone else gonna come in the slot, or move Isaiah Hunter to slot and Ja'Cory outside. I don't know what it is, but I would love to see Carter Nelson play a lot of tight end. I would love him to play inline attached tight end to the tackle. I would love to see him split out sometimes. I'd love to see him in the backfield. I would love to see him play all type of roles. The things they were trying to do with Heinrich Harburg at the end of the year, I think it fits Carter Nelson a lot more. I think Harburg can really carve out a role in 3rd and 1, in 4th and 1, in kind of this Tim Tebow QB power, this Josh Allen tush push goal line, 4th and inches, 3rd and inches, 2nd and inches, doing that 1st and goal on the 1 yard line. Harburg, this is your time to shine, right? So I think
guys like Lindenmeyer, like if we got different sets in there, it's kind of nice. We can throw them off a little bit depending on which tight ends are in there, and not because I'm comfortable. Like Lindenmeyer too. He's a guy that I feel pretty damn good about. If it seems odd, but like over the course of the year, he got a lot better. At the beginning of the year, if we needed a big play, I'm like, I don't know if that's the guy we want to target here. But down the stretch, he got better and better. I still think you hope someone else takes that role. but he is certainly gives me hope that he's another guy. If he continues his development, then you are talking about a good tight end room.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of the year, I don't know if you would have said that about Lindenmeyer, but to his credit, he got a lot better.
Yeah, he has a knack for pushing guys, like getting real good push on D linemen and in other words, blocking. He has a knack for getting his hands inside of people and being able to move guys and use people's momentum against them and to his advantage. So yeah, he can do some pretty cool things. I think moving forward, you get a guy who can get in there and do both, meaning who, if you call power and he's in line and he has to block a D in and seal off that B gap, he can do it. But also, if you call 3 verts and he has to win versus safety, split out, you don't have to sub people in for different roles.
And which one's the harder one to do here?
The power. Yeah, the power.
And that's probably where Carter Nelson needs to get working.
Exactly.
And then if he does that, though, because we've seen it at Ainsworth, and you're right, he can high point that ball.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, I'm not going to say he is, because Warren's just out of his damn mind over at Penn State.
I'm not. I personally would say, he's a different body type, but athletically, I don't see why Carter Nelson couldn't be that.
Exactly. He's not there yet, but that's kind of just versatile. He's just such an athlete. It's man, we can just dial up a lot of unique stuff for him. And he's good enough to go high point the ball against some of the better safeties.
This is my philosophy, though. Give him a position.
Yeah, you have to
give him a position. Don't let him get lost in the wind, because all of a sudden you don't really have a set position for him. Then all of a sudden it's we didn't use your package this week. Well, no, he's a tight end. Use him, because you're going to win games if you use him. As simple as that.
And we've seen that before. Yeah. Throughout this entire college playoffs, we saw teams you need a good tight end.
Yeah.
They're pretty big on those big third downs, especially Penn State's the best example of that. Without Warren, they don't.
Oh, no.
That game's tough for them. They might still, because the defense really got him past. I still think SMU really didn't play too bad outside. Defensively, they were good. Penn State's defense was getting all the points for them early, but realistically, their offense wasn't doing anything unless it was through Warren.
Yeah, the receiver didn't have a catch.
No.
A catch.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Crazy. So it just goes to show, if you get a versatile athlete like that in that position, you can get really creative with it. We'll throw it to break here. Do you want to talk about USC on the other side and just talk about the 5 straight and get over it quick for Husker Hoops?
Yeah, we could do it.
All right. We'll quick wrap it up. We won't spend too much time because I'm sure everybody's heard about it all day. Don't go anywhere. What's Brewing? Chancellor Brewington, Harrison Arns on the board. Talk to you in a little bit.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to bebignow.org.
Ever wonder what it's like to work for a company that actually cares? At Lincoln Industries, they're revolutionizing local manufacturing while taking care of their most valuable asset, their people. When you join their team, you'll enjoy comprehensive health coverage, wellness initiatives that work around your life, and benefits that show they're serious about your future. Plus, you'll be a part of a proud manufacturing tradition right here in the community. Don't just take their word for it. Visit LincolnIndustries.com to see all their current opportunities and find out why their people love calling Lincoln Industries home.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Cobble, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at cobblecars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Cobble. So please stop on in or visit us at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through January 29th is $2 off bacon, $2 off summer sausage, and 20% off on crackers. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today at 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Hey farmers, join Boyk Farm Outfitters at Precision Planning's Winter Conference happening January 22nd and 23rd at Innovation Campus in Lincoln. At Winter Conference, they'll cover topics like fertilizer inputs, weed management, spraying technologies, and priorities of the planter pass, to name a few. It's your chance to see new research that'll put you and your farm ahead of the curve, and it's free to attend. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, this event's for you. Visit BoykFarmOutfitters.com for all the details and to reserve your spot today.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Having diabetes doesn't have to ruin your new year. Join a Nebraska-supported program like Living Well with Diabetes. You'll learn how to manage your symptoms, feel more confident, and reduce stress about your diagnosis. Search Nebraska Living Well with Diabetes and click on the DHHS Healthy Living Programs page to learn more. Paid for by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Back to What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome back in. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington, 402-464-5685. Do got a couple of comments we'll get to before we dive into Husker Hoops versus USC. And like I said, don't spend some time on it. I'm sure On the Block hit it for most of those 2 hours. I'm sure Early Break hit it. I'm sure just about every show hit it because it's 5 straight. It's disappointing right now. It's not good enough. We'll talk about what some of those solutions might be. But without further ado, let's get the text line. We do got one. We're talking about being multi-athletes. We're going to get the Brewington advice on this one because this one's tough. Because this is the fear of people who don't want to be multi-sport athletes. We got Dax Robinson chiming in here. My son plays baseball, football, and wrestler as a sophomore, but he just tore his labrum in wrestling and now going to miss his favorite season of baseball and will never pitch again. That's brutal.
Who said he can't pitch again?
That's a good question, right? Because I want to ask you, because you got some injury history, and I wanted to say at one point in time it was over for you, quote unquote, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe in anyone ever diagnosing someone saying they can't do anything again. So, and that's just my personal, maybe that's just my personal willpower.
We'll definitely be careful about it, but I do like, it's like, hold on, just completely.
What was the end of his thing? He said his son
is going, he loves baseball. And now he's never going to be able to pitch again. I don't know. That's one tough too, because I don't know what the labrum, how bad that tear was.
Yeah, I had a labrum. Yeah, I mean, and you don't know his age and stuff like that. Well, yeah, I mean, that's shoot.
It's tough, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes bad things happen.
Yeah, sometimes I guess maybe everything is good though.
You hope, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking if you search hard enough, you'll find it. But not talking about his specific situation. But I think growing up for me, there was for me it was like, yeah, there was times where I basically broke my ankle my sophomore year, and I didn't really recover all the basketball season. So I was in and out of rehab and stuff, but I still was playing, and nothing felt stable until like a whole year, because then I played baseball right after. So I understand that. I understand the injury at one carry over to the next. But I think there's something to be said about um the conditioning within your body when you're able to come into your own. And I think once I was able to kind of get some strength on me, and get some muscle on me, and grow into my own body junior and senior year. Obviously, I didn't play all three senior year, but junior year, like I was able to do everything, just because like my body structure has developed and stuff like that. So that's really unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. But man, maybe it's still possible for him to, do his stuff, man. I do not like going with diagnoses
I know.
of people. That's just my kind of mantra and my belief system.
Well,
But
because you do hear, and I'm not encouraged because I just don't know enough. I don't know anything about this, so I'm not encouraging him to ignore it. But like, you do just hear all the stories all the time. You see it enough where that is the advice, and then it just was completely wrong because they go on to have an incredible career.
yeah,
So like, again, I don't know the full story of it.
yeah. The thing about the labrum and is the external rotation, and obviously, if you were to check any pitcher, I mean, they have incredible external rotation in their shoulder, and when you get that labrum surgery, oftentimes it's really hard to get that external back, because that's that whiplash. You go back, obviously, and gain momentum, and that's that potential energy back there. Then you're able to whip it forward. So, I understand that. My dad actually, man, he had rotator cuff, Tommy John, so all these different
Kyle
things.
Perry, man, if you guys were listening to Uncut, that guy.
He had some stuff too.
Oh man, just back to back, just I want to say his Tommy John surgery, and like right when he got back, he tore something again. Like right when he got back and he was starting to get up and healthy, and then he just something else happened, and then he lost a lot of speed that 6th year out. But he's happy with the way things worked out. Savannah Banana now, but
he's
he had an opportunity to go like try the MLB draft route, and like he probably would have. He was good enough, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously the MLB is so much harder because you got to constantly work your way up. But it's just what happens. But you look at, and the way I bring him up is like, you look at KP's story, like, he could sit there and say it was a mistake because he hurt himself and he should have just left, but now he's stuck with it despite everything. Now he's actually can pitch again, and his career goes on. Maybe it's not in the MLB, but I'll tell you what, Savannah Bananas, I think they pay pretty well.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of fun.
That. I mean, that's probably fun. And I was actually just talking to a young guy, or talking to parents of a young guy. He's a baseball player, and he actually is feeling something in his labrum. And so, and he was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. And, it's this whole thing with like these young dudes, man, they're throwing like 100 pitches, like in high school and stuff like that. And I remember my dad was so strict, and I thank him for it, but he was so strict on, I mean, when I would have innings where I would get up to like 20, 25 pitches, 30 pitches in an inning, I'd go into some long at bats with some guys, right, on the mound, of course, and get into some dog fights, maybe, walk a couple guys. That was always my thing. I'll go into deep counts and then walk them. And then I grind out, like, I give up a base hit, and then I'll go like 3 Ks in a row.
So you're just like wearing out your arm for the fun of it.
And that's how my innings would start. I would always start like that. And that was one thing, like my dad would always talk about, like getting on top of getting ahead in your pitch count early. Like, don't waste things, right? And be aggressive though, and don't, and always, leave them on the table, of course, but make sure you're painting your corners and all that good stuff. But I'll get like, 3rd, 4th inning, I'm nobody's scored, but I'm still like 60, I'm like 70 pitches in, right? And so I would have to always, like 5th or 6th inning, I'm out. Like, I couldn't finish games because then I'll get up. I remember I got up to like 110, or I think I was like 98, and I stayed in because I was throwing a no-hitter, or not no-hitter. I was throwing a shutout, right?
Okay, yeah.
And so, I only had like,
I was gonna say a no-hitter, and you got that many pitches already. I'm like, how something's not adding up.
A cut, like, a couple, whatever. But that was kind of my game. But I'm thankful that, probably because I didn't throw in the off season, that I was playing baseball and I was playing basketball in the off season. I wasn't like these other guys playing feeder team, professional club, whatever stuff.
Mhm.
Like I was just strictly letting my arm heal. So I guess I got blessed there, and it's unfortunate, obviously, to hear that young kid's story. But
Yeah, it's also a warning caution though. And again, I don't know what Dax's son, what the story was. Sometimes it is just a freak accident. But I know with KP, that was one of his big warnings too. Like he could feel it. But if you've ever met Kyle Perry, you can take a wild swing what his reaction is going to be. Like, I can probably tough it out.
Grinder,
and he did tough it out, but it had serious consequences as a result. So, like, if you are, like he said, he could kind of feel it, and then he definitely felt it. So it's one of those where I've never played baseball at the pitcher position, but I definitely paid attention to that pitch count. And when you feel it, get the hell off that mound because it's going to pop.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about USC. 5 straight losses. You got the nice fancy box score in front of you.
Let's go through it because I'm gonna be honest, I don't watch no Nebraska basketball, but
I'm just curious. Like, the goal is you got to get to 20. 20 wins is the goal. You just dropped 5. 2 of them were at home. Yeah, 3 of them were on the road.
Wait, so they were 12-2?
Yes, they dropped 5 straight.
Oh my god!
So they were sitting really good. They were looking at the bubble. They were looking at the conference tournament. The other problem is the Big Ten is expanded, right? So to get into conference tournament play, you have to get to 15. Now we're sitting at 16 in the Big Ten conference because we're just
we're
falling apart right now.
How many more games left?
I'm glad you asked because we're gonna play a game here. It's called Road to 20. That's what you need, right? You need to get 20.
I think I might have an eligibility in another sport. If they need a shooter, I could.
Dude, honestly,
I could
try out. See what the hell happens at this point.
I could help. I could play some gritty defense, and I could give you 2 threes. I promise you, I could give you 2 threes. Catch and shoot.
Can you rebound?
Yeah, I mean with them with the 7-footers, I do the old elbow in the rib, right? Piss them off a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if Banks can do it, I think you can. Sign him up. Let's play Road to 20. Yeah, remember why am I forgetting his first name? Banks. He was on the basketball team. He was a Husker football lineman.
Oh, Brent.
Brent Banks. I was like, if he can do it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Was that legit? He was actually on the basketball team?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he got on the stat sheet, 0 for 2 on the free throw line. So, shout out Banks. That's such a funny story. Like, I got nothing but respect for the guy even doing it. It was just crazy that he was the guy they got to pick. All right. So, again, to get to 20 games is like the goal. If you're in the Big Ten Conference, you need to get to 20. If you're going to be sitting pretty with the Big Ten tournament and potentially March Madness as well. They were 12-2, and then you lost on the road to Iowa after leading by 15 in the second half. You got blown out by Purdue on the road, 104-68. Embarrassing. And then you're at home. Very disappointing. You break the home game winning streak, 85-82. On the road to Maryland, you lose 69-66, and then you lose this one, 78-73. And that one is at home. You need to get to 20 wins. We're at 12. So I'm just going to ask you win or loss, and we're going to see if we can get to 20 here. At home, but versus ranked 17 Illinois. And I will say Big Ten, like home games matter a ton. I think I've gone through that before.
Yeah. This at home?
This is at home, but
give us the win.
Okay, so we got 13.
Give us the win. Nebraska by 1 million.
On the road versus 15 Oregon. No shot.
Drop it.
Yeah, drop it. On the road versus Washington.
Drop it.
Okay. At home versus Ohio State.
Come on.
Yeah, I like it too. 14. At home versus Maryland. Revenge.
We're
catching fire.
Yeah, we're catching fire.
15. So that leaves us with 6 games left. We need to win 5. On the road versus Northwestern.
We catch fire. Come on.
Okay, so we get a road game. On the road versus Penn State.
We're feeling good. We drop it.
So we got to win out here.
3-3.
All right, we have 15 wins. Or excuse me, we dropped that. We got Northwestern. So we got 16 wins. We got 4 games left. At home versus 21 ranked Michigan.
By the time we play them, they're going to be like top 10. We shock the nation.
At home, especially if the hypothetical is true and we go on that run of winning all those games straight.
We shock the nation.
Yeah, I can see that happening as well.
Was the Pinnacle, is it Pinnacle Bank?
Yeah, Pinnacle Bank.
Pinnacle Bank Arena erupts.
Okay.
Erupts.
Quickly now. So that gets us to 17. Minnesota at home.
Minnesota at home. I think we get it done. I think we're on an ecstasy high.
Yeah, that one scares me.
Yeah.
Because they're catching fire too right now. But that's 18. Ohio State on the road.
Ohio State
And
on the road.
we just beat them on this hypothetical tour, so they're going to want revenge.
It's really, really hard to beat a team twice.
Yeah, especially when the second one's...
Especially in basketball.
Yeah.
I would know this because our city league, we lost to the same team twice, and we play them in semifinals on Tuesday. So based off that logic, that philosophy, I think they drop it, man. I think they drop it.
So they're stuck at 18.
And what does that mean?
They're stuck at 18, but they can't get to 19 versus Iowa and hope for some absolute chaos to somehow sneak in there.
And what does so we're just done for the year?
If you get to 19, pretty much. Like I'd have to look at some crazy scenarios where it's happened in the past.
We're just gonna throw in the towel. We're just gonna give up.
No. This is where you look in the mirror and you get some damn answers. I was saying this the other day.
Okay.
Well, I'll say
Get them
this
answers.
much. We'll throw it to break, and I do want to compare the women's basketball team to the men's basketball team.
How are they doing?
Fantastic. They're on the opposite. They went on the West Coast, got blown out. And I shouldn't say blown out. Played some really good teams, losing streak, turned it around, beat Iowa on the road, and now they're just rolling. All right, we'll throw it to break. We got a short segment on the third and the final one on the other side, and then, of course, Dump Punt Hour following What's Brewing Chancellor Brewington. Harrison Arns on the board. Talk to you on the other side.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's recovery lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Cobble, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at cobblecars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Cobble. So please stop on in or visit us at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk commitment. And what better way to do that than with some shiny, sparkly jewelry? Am I right? Now, I'm not suggesting you have to rush, but if you're considering making a significant move, do your planning. We offer financing and payment plans. Lock down your selection with confidence. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln or their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through January 29th is $2 off bacon, $2 off summer sausage, and 20% off on crackers. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
This is Matt Rule bragging about the Big Ten, but at the same time, they made it to their bowl game.
6-6 for me. Yeah, we went to a bowl. We won it, and we won it playing against a team without their best two players. I'm not really buying that, me personally. I think we're a 500 team right now. I don't think we deserve to go to a bowl game. I'm glad we went because we got a chance finally to get some extra work. They got a chance to feel how it feels to go to a bowl game. So that's all then. But taking care of what you need to take care of, I think, comes first.
Back to What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment. What's Brewing? Chancellor Brewington trying to put the pin on. Why Nebraska basketball on the men's side is struggling so much as of late. Making 5 straight. Last one versus USC at home. The real tough part was you also had that opportunity versus Rutgers. So you got 2 straight home losses. I couldn't tell you when the last time that even happened in Nebraska. To lose 2 straight in the vault like that.
And that's home.
Yeah, at home. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't. There's probably years you can go back and maybe. It'd probably have to be the years where like Fred Hoiberg's roster just really didn't have anybody, not even through his own fault. Just
How
through
long has he been there? How long has he been, Fred Hoiberg?
We had to deal with the COVID year, right? He's been here for a minute. Because Scott Frost and Fred Hoiberg was that the same year, 2018?
Yeah, Frost first year was 2017, 2018.
Yeah, because I graduated high school in 2018.
Okay.
And then I remember because I was coming down to Lincoln, and that was the first year of Scott Frost. So yeah. 2018. He was either right after or right same time, I want to say.
Okay.
But definitely around that landmark. I know I'm not too far off on that one. But 5 straight. Like, the thing I see with that team is they just need a guy. Who's the guy on your rec team right now? I could probably ask, and you probably got an answer. It can be you. You can brag. I don't care. Like, we need a bucket.
We're such a transition team. We just run faster than everyone. So, like, half-court offense is not our thing. It's usually like I make a 3 or like someone else.
Okay,
drives.
but this is half court position. Like, you need to get a shot. Have you guys just not been in that possession situation yet?
Yeah, we don't really do. We run dudes out the gym.
Okay,
like we're transitioning.
That is a fair response because like Duke, they didn't really have to have. They eventually they did, and it was ironic. RJ Barrett ended up being.
We got our dude Slade. He will slash and whatever. So we'll use him.
Okay. So you got Slade for Husker women's. Like, to me, like that was a moment for Britt Prince. In that Iowa game, like they kind of started turning things around. They went on the West Coast. I think it was 3 straight losses again versus some quality opponents. But there was a point in time where you could just kind of tell Britt Prince knew she was going to take the shot. Like, even if nobody else knew it, she knew in her head. She's like, I'm going to take this one. Step back, whatever I do. This is mine. Step back, drills it, OT, and the Huskers end up winning it. Britt Prince has an awesome game. Like, she just kind of had that factor where I'm going to go and win this damn game. Because I'm not losing Iowa today. Yeah. And like that was the part where like through the stretch, I like that. I'm just like, all right, some like Bryce Williams. I know you've been playing good. Finish it. Juwan, I know you got 27. Make it 30. Like I don't know. You got to have that kill factor.
You want it all.
Well,
Harrison wants it all.
At some point, you got to be pissed and be tired of losing. I don't know. It seems like such a talking in circles with Husker basketball, but you can't be in this many close games and this many droughts at the end of the game where it's like you're there, you look at the box score and the team stats, everything's pretty much even. The only difference is at the end of the game, you guys are crapping your pants. And that's a nice way to say it.
That's the respectful way.
Yeah. And Bryce Williams, like, I just shouldn't bash him too much because he's had moments where he's hit huge shots to try to get us over the top, but it needs to be, Wooster, Braxton Mia, Connor Esigian. Like, it's great that you were hot in the first half. Like, somebody else needs to make that shot. And that's also part of the problem with, like, I just think the point guard situation, once again, is proving problematic for the Huskers, which is forcing Bryce Williams to, I think, do more than he's asked. Like, when I see turnovers from Bryce Williams, and we're like, man, what horrible IQ. I'm like, that's a guy that's doing more than what he's really supposed to be doing.
Right.
Like, you set him up, and he's good enough to where you want to run some sets for him, but not so much as the ball carrier. Like, you'd want Ulis to get more comfortable and expand in that role. And as we went over that box score, like, he's still clearly not comfortable. 0 points. How many minutes?
Let's see. 14 minutes. 14.
14?
Yeah.
0 points, 0 assists, 0 rebounds. How many shots? Did he attempt one?
He took 0 shots.
Yeah, didn't even attempt a shot. And
or
like,
one field goal.
Be lethal out there. Like, you're not out there to hang out.
So what Harrison's advice, I think, right now, is to be a dog.
Yeah, I mean, if
you're a dog, be a dog.
Yes.
We don't need you to stay in the kennel. We need you to be who you is.
And if you bite one of the other dogs around you, I don't care at this point. Best dog lives.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, at the end of the day,
you lose your spot, I don't care.
Yeah.
We need to win right now.
Go out shooting. I mean, I think it gets to a point in every person's like sports tenure, whatever it is, where it's like, I have nothing to lose. Well, you come to that realization, and then you can just play fast.
Oh,
and
that's my favorite Rocky quote.
What?
It's like there's the newest one. Is like, you think he said in one of the old ones as well.
Wait,
he's
Creed?
got nothing to lose.
Oh,
Yeah.
when a fighter ain't got nothing to lose, he's dangerous. And then
it's facts.
I'm dangerous.
Yeah, I love that.
But hey, I'll tell you what. When a player says, "Man, I'm just gonna go out here and play the game I've been playing my whole life, and let's just see where the chips fall." I mean, I do it in practice. I do it in the backyard. I've done it my whole life, man. Can I just do it? Can I just do it tonight? And I think I can. Right?
I think they can too. Like, all this to say, and all this, like, yelling at the microphone, acting like I'm gonna cry about this tonight. Like, this team's good enough to go win some games and to get to 20. Mississippi Mud Dog, he thinks 19 and 20 basketball season. Like, I'm not even gonna say you're wrong for thinking that. I think most people would probably place Nebraska at that, but the guys in the locker room cannot believe that.
Yeah,
like that's where I hope it doesn't get to him. And I will say, I'll give guys like Bryce Williams and Juwan Gary credit. Juwan Gary didn't pat himself on the back, didn't blame anybody else. He had a great night, but you also saw Bryce Williams talk about his own just kind of facial reactions and his energy at the end there, kind of talking about how that's unacceptable. And so he did, own up to it, but I'm going to be curious to see, if it gets worse, what does this look like? There needs to be a serious buy-in moment, and hopefully it's excuse me. 1920 basketball season. Shout out Mississippi Mud Dog. I want to get this correction. 1920 basketball season was Fred Hoiberg's
his first year,
not 18.
So
I was a year off. All right. Shout out Mississippi Mud Dog. That's good correction there. That's going to wrap it up for us, though. Shout out Chancellor Brewington. Good morning, Pierce Snell. Up next.